Brendon, good morning. How are you, man?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Great. Thanks for checking in with us this morning, man. We're excited you guys are coming to town here in just a few weeks. And we're loving the new album. Sounds great, man. Vices and Virtues and the Ballad of Mona Lisa has been getting a ton of play here at 93.3. This obviously is sort of a rejuvenated and reworked Panic at the Disco. You and Spencer are on the album. The split between you guys and Ryan and John, your ex-bandmates, was pretty public. And it seems like it was an amicable split, just kind of a difference in musical goals between you guys. I'm wondering, are you still in touch with Ryan and John at all? Was it friendly, or do you still talk to them?
Yeah, definitely. That was definitely important to us at the beginning of it all. We knew that we weren't going to make music at that time, so we decided the split would be best. We didn't want to end our friendship because all the arguments we would have were just purely about music. So we kind of saw it coming, and luckily we took the high road and said, we still want to be friends. We still like to hang out. The only reason we were arguing was what we wanted to do with the band. So it just made sense. And I'm happy to say that we still keep in touch, and it's nice. It's relieving.
Have you heard any comments from them on the new album? I'm sure they've listened to it and are curious what you're doing. Do they like it?
Yeah, they've expressed their support, their love and support for it. So that's awesome. And the same goes for theirs as well. We're just huge fans of each other. So I don't think that'll change. That's
cool, man. That's good the way it happened. And it didn't happen into some big drama blowout kind of thing,
Yeah, no rock star stories.
No rock star stories. I'm understanding that one of the guys who kind of helped you through the transition when forming the new version of Panic at the Disco here was Mark Hoppus. What was his advice to you? What did he tell you, and what did you learn from him?
I mean, we kind of got to see it firsthand. We were able to go on tour with those guys, Mark and Tom and Travis. And it was amazing. We were such huge fans of theirs and still are. Growing up, it was some of the songs we first started playing on guitar, so we had this huge history just with their music, and it was really amazing being on tour with those guys. And they were kind of just mentors in a sense, and just asking about their split and how it went. And they've explained how difficult it was, and they've always just explained how much they had faith in us, and they thought it was going to be totally fine. And they're right. Luckily we did listen to them, so that was really nice to hear. And
I understand that some of the early songs on Vices and Virtues, you played for Mark first, and he got to hear some of the stuff. Did he help you with songwriting as a craft? Is that part of the process?
Yeah, we went to his studio at the beginning of everything, before we even considered songs for the album, actually. And we just had a bunch of demos that we had just done with Don Feldman, and we were kind of, shopping around like, hey, do you have any ideas? What do you think about this? And just asking people's opinions, and he was one of them. He just gave us his honest opinion, like, wow, these songs are really great, and it was really nice to hear that. It was kind of validating in a sense. We'd been working really hard on these demos, weren't really sure where it was going, and if, all these were going to make the album. So luckily, the songs that he really liked did make the album, just a few of them, like Hurricane and The Calendar and stuff, and it was really cool just to get another opinion from another musician.
Let's talk about the current single, Ballad of Mona Lisa, which, like I said earlier, man, is doing great here on 93.3. We got a ton of calls for it. That was a song that I'm understanding that you actually wrote. It's an old song that you sort of brought back from some old writing sessions. It's probably one of the older songs that you have on the album that's just been reworked. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It was an idea that I guess I had maybe 4.5 years ago, about 4 years ago, and it just never got used for anything. It was just this 30, 40-second idea of kind of just a chorus and a bridge, and from that point, it just never got used. I brought it up to the band a few times, but just for whatever reason, it just never got picked. So, but that was one that we really, really liked, just from an old idea, and there were a couple that we used on the record, but yeah, that one specifically was kind of nice, and I guess that kind of gives it this feel of in between the first and second record, because that's just when it was written. So
yeah, it's really cool. It's a great bridge. I love that line too. That line, Mona Lisa, I'd pay to see you frown, is such a great line in that song. It's so memorable. I remember hearing it the first time, thinking that's a great line, man. And metaphorically, I know you said that you wrote this song 4 years ago, but this song sort of morphed into a song kind of about the split between you and Spencer and Ryan and John. Is that correct?
Yeah, it didn't start out that way. It just kind of started as this story that we wanted to kind of use as a metaphor for something, and it ended up being that, but it totally changed. It was about one thing, a guy and a girl, and then it ended up, making sense when we finished the lyrics, like, oh, this actually kind of seems relevant to the split that we've just gone through, so we might as well tie it in with that, and that helped us finish the song. Helped us finish a few songs that way, too, so yeah, it was kind of nice, that we had these things to talk about, and we really wanted to talk about them, but took those moments of realization, just being like, oh, yeah, this is what it should be about. And it kind of ended up working out.
Now, there's another song on the album I want to have you talk about for a sec called Sarah Smiles. And that
Sure.
song, was it you or Spencer? Is your girlfriend Sarah or is it Spencer's?
Yeah, my girlfriend is Sarah.
Okay, great. And this is the song that you wrote for her. You wrote it for her, and you just were infatuated with her. You played it for her, and you've ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend ever since. The song is what closed the deal, pretty much.
Pretty much, we were just really into each other, and I didn't really know how to tell her how, in any other way to tell her how I felt. I was really anxious, really nervous about everything, and never really felt this way about anybody. So it's just kind of the perfect medium to use, music. There we go. So just try to tell her how I felt at the beginning of everything just upon meeting her. So it was kind of nice to be able to do that, and finally I wooed the girl with the song.
That's great, man. If you're a songwriter, that's what you got to do, man, and that's what you did. And
yeah.
Was she embarrassed at all that the song made it to the album, or was she excited, or how's she feeling about it now?
She's definitely excited. She was pretty happy when I told her, hey, guess what? The song made the cut. So I'm glad.
That's cool. I was also reading that on the making of this album, you guys are always into finding new sounds and noodling around with different instruments and that sort of thing. You did use an iPad as an instrument on some of the synthesizer parts on Vices and Virtues. You want to talk about that for a sec?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was something that we never expected to do. But at the same time, when we started recording and we're finished with writing almost, we told ourselves, we don't want to limit ourselves to just one specific sound. If we have a vintage type song and we want to put something modern on it, let's try it out and see what happens. And, that happened a few times. We just kind of picked up a few apps and just started using this iPad, and it was kind of crazy. There's a few apps where you can just move the iPad around and it changes notes, and this weird gyro synth type thing. So, it was just cool to be able to explore something like that, something we never would have considered.
I mean, Damon Albarn did that on the last Gorillaz album. He made the whole thing on his iPad, and I'm sure that this is going to be a trend that continues with music for sure.
Yeah, I see it kind of heading that way. It seems like, people have GarageBand on their iPhones and on their iPads, and it's kind of amazing that you can just record an album from a plane or anywhere.
Well, this has got to be just a great feeling for you guys to finally have this album out. I know you've been through a lot, but through the process, man, you've found your way again. And I would assume that there was anxiety associated with the release of this. And man, and now that it's over, now that it's out, does it feel like people have embraced the new Panic at the Disco, so to speak?
For us, it does. It just feels very validating. It's like, what we've worked so hard for is finally paying off. It's finally just out. And that's really what we were just wanting so bad. So much time had gone by. We had the record done. We're like, oh, we need to get it out now, finally, please. The anticipation was killing us. So it does. It feels really good to have it out. And tour's going to start up soon, which is something we've looked forward to for a couple of years now. So that'll be awesome. Yeah,
you got a great following here in Denver, as you know. You've played here plenty of times before. But we'll see you June 28th, shows at the Ogden, Vices and Virtues. Been out about a month. And thanks so much for your time, man. We appreciate it. We'll see you when you're in town.
Oh, thanks for the support, and thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it.
Take care, Brendon.
Cool, you too.
Later.